Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Kali ini aku mau membacakan personal statement atau statement of purpose-ku yang membawaku hingga keterima di Johns Hopkins, Columbia, dan Harvard University. Personal statement kali ini berbeda sama tempat esai Harvard Medical School yang aku bahas di video lain. So, jadi aku disclaimer dulu, ini adalah esai yang aku tulis di tahun 2020. Pas waktu itu aku mau daftar ke Hopkins, Columbia, and Harvard. And I'm not very proud of it now, karena obviously aku udah berubah dan aku udah bertumbuh, berkembang, and I learned a lot of new things. Alhamdulillah esai ini membuat aku keterima, but I don't think that is a very good essay. But teman-teman pada nanyain dan minta aku share tentang esai ini, so I'm gonna read it out to you guys now. Oke, sebelumnya untuk Johns Hopkins, Columbia, dan Harvard University, program Master of Public Health, aku menggunakan esai yang sama, hanya di-adjust mungkin satu paragraf, beberapa kalimat aja. Aku memutuskan untuk menggunakan esai yang sama karena emang 3 program ini adalah programnya sangat mirip-mirip. Kali ini aku membacakan esai untuk ke Johns Hopkins, which is secara garis besar sama kayak esai yang Columbia sama Harvard. Cuman Hopkins ini adalah esai yang terpanjang, jadi aku ada additional 1 paragraph. Karena Columbia batas katanya itu 500, which is very short. Dan Harvard tuh 600, dengan Hopkins ini nggak ada batas kata. Oke, kita langsung aja. Ada 5 paragraf di esai ini, di mana paragraf pertama adalah personal story-ku, dan kalimat pertamanya adalah hook dari esai ini untuk menggait attention dari para pembaca atau admissions committee. Dan di paragraf kedua ini, aku menceritakan tentang status quo di Indonesia, kemudian transisi ke apa yang mau aku lakuin, hingga di paragraf 3 aku menjelaskan kalau program ini adalah jembatan antara di mana aku sekarang dan apa yang mau aku lakukan nanti. Terus di paragraf keempat aku menceritakan tentang kelebihanku, apa yang bisa aku bawa ke Hopkins. Nah, ini paragraf di mana di esai yang Columbia aku hapus karena nggak cukup batas katanya. Terus di paragraf terakhir aku memperjelas lagi setelah lulus dan mendapatkan gelar MPH itu aku mau apa ketika kembali ke Indonesia. Oke, so I'm gonna read. First paragraph. I once received a female patient in her 30s who just gave birth 3 months ago. She came with severe nausea and vomiting without other complaints. Surprisingly, her lab results were very bad, indicating that something inside her must be at fault, possibly connected to her recent history of childbirth. However, with inadequate facilities and limited coverage from her National Health Insurance, alias BPJS, we were unable to open her up. She was therefore only given supportive care, and I could only watch as the young mother succumbed to death within the next few days. Because of the system, I couldn't even try to at least find out what's wrong with her. As a medical doctor in Indonesia, cases like hers were not a rare occurrence for me. I feel frustrated of how very little that I can do for my patients when they come to me, because most of them were already at late stages of their disease. What the people of Indonesia really need right now is a better health system. That's how I knew that I want to dedicate my life to public health, to create a shift in Indonesia's healthcare paradigm from curative to preventive. Indonesia's health system is plagued with health inequalities. Paragraf kedua, aku langsung ngomong, status quo di Indonesia itu kesehatan tuh masih belum merata. People with low socioeconomic status are mostly unable to get care for their diseases, resulting in complications and premature death. The health infrastructure is failing because the policies supporting it were created without proper deliberation and not carried out with a multi-sector approach as it should. Currently, Indonesian health policymakers are mostly comprised of people in politics without any medical background. In finding a solution to Indonesia's health problems, the stakeholders have to be informed of what needs to be addressed. With my medical knowledge and education in health policy, I want to be the bridge that connects our policymakers with the facts on the ground, so that they may make the best informed decisions. Okay, so tadi kan aku udah bilang kalau I'm not very proud of this essay. This is why. Back then aku masih kurang memahami sebenarnya mungkin urgensinya apa di Indonesia. And well, that's why di SI ku Harvard Medical School aku mempelajari dari kesalahanku dulu dan aku udah lebih mendetail lagi. Kemudian lanjut ke paragraf selanjutnya. Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health's MPH degree is the best fit for me. Di paragraf ketiga aku langsung to the point membahas tentang sekolah dan programnya, yaitu Hopkins MPH. Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health's MPH degree is the best fit for me to achieve my mission. I'm interested in Johns Hopkins because its health policy department is one of the best, with Dr. Joshua Sharfstein as one of its professors. His stand towards tobacco regulation is what I admire and want to learn more about, since tobacco is one of the biggest risk factors for disease in Indonesia. Nah, jadi di sini aku udah research tentang Profesor Joshua Sharfstein. Research beliau kebetulan memang di bidang tobacco, which is kenapa aku mengkaitkan dengan Indonesia, di mana as we know tobacco regulation di Indonesia tuh masih tidak seketat di luar negeri. Padahal tobacco adalah salah satu faktor resiko penyakit terbesar di Indonesia. I also read an interesting capstone project by an MPH student on the 10-year China healthcare reform policy analysis, which is exactly what I wanted to research about in Indonesia. Nah, di sini aku sampai ngepoin salah satu capstone project kakak kelasku di Hopkins. Nggak jadi kakak kelas sih, karena nggak jadi masuk Hopkins. Dan aku sebutin di sini sebagai pemanis kalau ya I did my research. Furthermore, to be the first person in my family to receive education from overseas would be an incredible honor, especially if it is from Johns Hopkins University. Nah, ini pemanis juga karena emang di keluargaku belum ada yang menempuh kuliah di luar negeri, so I said that I would be the first one to do that. Dan untuk belajar di Hopkins adalah the biggest honor that I could ever have. Di paragraf selanjutnya, aku menjelaskan tentang what I can bring to Johns Hopkins, karena aku membaca juga tips-tips di internet kalau kita juga harus menyebutkan apa yang bisa kita berikan untuk universitas dan program kita. So what we can add, what value we can give. Di sini aku bilang kalau as a student, I believe I can bring diversity to Johns Hopkins by giving a fresh perspective on the health systems of developing countries such as Indonesia, especially with my medical service, my public health research experience, and my public health trainings. I have previously attended a summer school program on global health in University of Groningen, Netherlands, and various SDGs conference to further understand the health targets that my country needed to achieve. Di sini aku juga membahas kalau aku juga udah mempelajari tentang public health, salah satunya dengan ikut summer school global health itu, kemudian juga mengikuti SDG conference. Di paragraf terakhir, conclusion, aku menjelaskan kenapa dengan belajar di Hopkins mendapatkan Master of Public Health degree itu bisa berkontribusi ke masa depanku dan Indonesia. With an MPH degree, I'm planning to return to my country and work as a consultant for the WHO and think tanks to fix our health system. In the short term, I plan to work with Indonesia's Ministry of Health to draft a managerial solution for the rising number of COVID-19 cases. Ini kan karena waktu itu emang masih awal pandemi banget ya, dan waktu itu kayak COVID tuh kayak nggak ada ujungnya. Jadi that's why I mentioned in this essay kalau one of my short-term plans adalah providing solution to COVID-19. Afterwards, I want to push for innovative financing policies for the Indonesian National Health Insurance surmounting debt. Aku membahas kalau BPJS utangnya banyak. Ini juga ternyata nggak relevan ya dengan situasi sekarang karena BPJS udah berhasil dari defisit jadi surplus. In the long term, I want to become a key stakeholder in health in Indonesia. I envision a better healthcare in Indonesia for the future, and I want to be part of the people who made that happen. Okay, so that was my personal statement ke Johns Hopkins. yang lumayan mirip kok dengan personal statementku untuk ke Columbia dan ke Harvard. Sebenarnya seperti yang tadi aku bilang, aku nggak seberapa bangga dengan personal statement ini karena mungkin sekarang udah 2 years later setelah aku menulis personal statement itu, dan I have learned a lot, dan aku juga sudah bertumbuh, aku udah berubah juga. Di personal statement itu posisinya aku belum mendapatkan beasiswa, that's why aku nggak menyebutkan kalau aku worthy Indonesian government kayak yang aku sebutin di essay ke Harvard Medical School. Salah satu kekuranganku saat menulis personal statement ini 2 tahun lalu adalah aku kurang confident dan kurang research. Waktu itu mungkin karena ini pertama kali posisinya aku mendaftar ke universitas di luar negeri, so aku masih nggak tahu seberapa kemampuanku dan aku mampu diterima atau enggak. Di essay itu aku masih takut to go into details, takut untuk lebih konkret tentang rencana masa depanku, karena ketika kita tidak yakin tentang diri kita sendiri, ya gimana kita bisa yakin kalau kita benar-benar bisa mencapai hal itu di masa depan. So tips buat kalian yang mungkin lagi proses mendaftar S2 atau beasiswa atau apapun, be more confident in yourself because it will definitely reflect in your essay. Okay, that's all for this video. Semoga video ini bermanfaat bagi teman-teman. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.